people when we say white people are participating in racism daily. It's about all white people, right? And we have to start saying all of them in coded ways. Who want to code it? We're gonna say work a day white supremacy. We're talking about the non-gang affiliated white supremacists. All right. So as we know, last week Anne Hathaway came, blubbering on Twitter talking about Neil Wilson and about checking her white privilege, etc., and what we white people need to do, and basically acting like her whiteness is separate from that of them gang member white extremist motherfuckers, right? And our boy Tariq did a cast, talking about how, white supremacists are beefing with white extremists. That's what he said, but I think he meant to say just regular white people are beefing with white extremists, right? And I disagree. I think it's cohesion, actually, in the way that they speak, in the way they cover each other's assholes, you know what I mean? And the complete lack of activity that they have when it comes to helping black people, the cohesion they have in promoting the detriment of black people. You know what I mean? That's what I look at. What I think their relationship is just like the gangster and the good girl mentality, right? It's the gangster do all the killing, all the murdering, all the mercenary animal shit. And then the good girl that they got on the side, she just wants to be around all the killing and all the shit, but she don't want it to touch her, but she wants to feel the rush. She's on some hybristophilia shit. Look that shit up. She's on some hybristophilia shit. It's an actual term. I'm surprised nobody's ever talked about it on these forums, but damn it, I'm bringing it up. But she's attracted to the murderous animal motherfuckers type shit, right? But she'll act like her hands are clean and that she don't want nothing to do with that type of shit. But bitch, you guilty. You helping this motherfucker get the rental car to do crimes. You covering for this motherfucker when motherfuckers come looking for his head, right? So that is one thing. I just think for one to try to act like they're less involved in the detriment of black people and act like they're less of a beneficiary than the other. You know what I mean? For the good girl to act like she less of a beneficiary than the gangster motherfucker that she running with is asinine to me when it comes to the whole picture of whiteness is what is benefiting from victimizing black people, right? So that cannot be ignored. I'll give you an analogy. I think it's the word, like connect the dots. Think about connect the dots. If you ever played connect the dots, ever done connect the dots, I'm sure if y'all motherfuckers got past the first grade, your ass did connect the damn it dots, right? What are you doing connect the dots? You go from one dot to the other, one dot to the other. Every dot is just as important as the other dot, right? So with this picture of whiteness, I don't have time to subdivide it. I'm looking at them all as the same, and I'm looking at every dot as whiteness. Whiteness is the dot that is laid down on the paper as a connector in the picture of black detriment. Here in this country and all over the globe, whiteness is the connector, right? So when the picture get complete, who gives a fuck if that last dot in connecting the picture is a white supremacist that makes a whole picture of black detriment or is contributing? Who cares if that last dot that connects it is a slave owner? Motherfucker, all those other dots was white shipbuilders. All those other dots was white banks. All those other dots contributed to the detriment of blackness. So that's what the workaday white person is to me. They're a dot hyped up off of whiteness and are willing to be a connector, right? So that is what allows bullshit to fester. My logic goes to the friend of my enemy is my enemy. I mean, that's how I'm looking at it. Yeah, I'm sure y'all heard of that. So like me, it's like if I come into a club and I see a motherfucker I don't like, and I got my heat with me, or I walk into somewhere and I see a motherfucker I don't like, and I got my heat with me, and they might have somebody around them, they finna get it too because they are around them. I'm not gonna dice it up. I mean, I'm looking at you and whoever around you because you are around them. You gonna get it too. I mean, as a black group, we need to start thinking like that. Like I said, they have cohesion, and I talked about black cohesion and black groupthink in one of my first casts. You know what I mean? It's important that we graduate to that mentality, have cohesion, start covering for each other on certain shit. Start, if we're not already doing it, start having it on our minds that, yeah, we ain't gonna let nothing, no system, no laws, no nothing fuck with what we're trying to construct. Because, you know, the brother Khalid Muhammad, RIP to the OG, to the ancestor, he was like, man, white folk broke every law in the making of America and then made all the shit illegal. So fuck it. There shouldn't be no laws then, if that's what the fuck it is. So I'm not moved by law. I'm not moved by none of that shit. And I just want us to kind of be on that type of frequency. So I want to kind of point out some things that, you know, when you just walk in the street and you around white people who don't outwardly identify as a part of any of these white extremist gangs, white nationalist gangs, right? But they're just regular white people, whatever. You know what I mean? You see them, the ones that smile and talk to you and work with you and ring up your grocery at the grocery store or ring up your purchase at the mall or at my fucking In-N-Out Burger, motherfucker, on eBay, goddammit, wherever the fuck you doing business at. It's like these are the ones that are basically hiding their affiliation with white supremacy in plain sight. The ones that are in Hollywood, you know what I mean? When they post up shit, when you get a Anne Hathaway to post up some shit, that's a photo op. She trying to smile and trying to get Negroes to come and smile around her, right? But when you around these motherfuckers in your daily upon daily activity, there's some certain things you need to have in your mind. If you ever at any point doubt that all white people are a part of it, of this concentrated effort to victimize blackness, I want you to point out some things in your mind, or maybe point it out to them if you ever around one of them. You know what I mean? Because I'm telling you, they all scheming for the same cause. They all systemic beneficiaries of black detriment. So whenever you around somebody white and they get to talking some shit like, oh, I'm not like that, and they get to Anne Hathaway and you and talking about they're not like that and it's not like that, brother. We get that all the time out in Texas. They try to throw brother on there like, bitch, no, bitch, you ain't my brother. You white, bitch. All right. You a systemic beneficiary. Beneficiary is the word. Damn. You a systemic beneficiary of black detriment, black enslavement. I don't want to hear shit out your mouth, right? I'll give an analogy, man. Like let's look at jail. I'm gonna give a jail analogy, all right? When is the last time somebody white ever walked up to you right after something like a Neil Wilson happened, like Anne Hathaway with her punk ass? When has that ever happened in real life? When has ever somebody white walked up to you after a Neil Wilson happened, after an Eric Garner happened? Did anybody walk up to you after Trayvon Martin happened and delivered you not only an apology, but they gave you an apology on behalf of whiteness, and then immediately followed up in that same conversation, giving you a plan of how they will be outing and punishing the said perpetrator who's involved in this shit, an estimated time of completion of this punishment, and a phone number or a business card or something like that with a schedule of days in which you can call them and check up on them and check up on how they're flexing their white privilege to make this punishment happen. When's the last time that has ever happened to you with a white person? Never. White people don't even walk up to you on the street and even apologize for shit just on a daily. They don't even want to care about, they don't even talk to you in terms of what the fuck is happening in the black community daily. They don't even bring it up. They bring it up online, but they don't even bring it up in person. That's what type of cowards we dealing with, okay? What type of silent mercenaries we dealing with? What type of armchair white supremacy we dealing with, all right? When the last time I ever walked up to you, gave you all that I just said? Motherfucker, apology, a plan, a punishment. I mean, to punish a motherfucker, estimated time of completion and how quickly they can move those white resources around and make it happen, and then a phone number where you can and will and give a schedule as to when you can call them and check up on the progress of it and monitor their progress of them flexing their privilege or of them making utility of their privilege. All right, because if you go to jail or if you kill somebody or you do what these white motherfuckers be doing, these animals that be shooting up schools and animals that be slitting people's throat, animals that be shooting kids walking to the store and from the store with some Skittles and a Arizona tea. If you were to do that, what they say when you get in front of the judge, they say, well, is he gonna apologize? They had a family there. They're like, okay, well, give them apology. They give you a chance to give an apology. I mean, basically your lawyer's like, look, you gotta apologize, man. You gotta, if you want it to be easy. So the lawyer pushed you to apologize, right? Right. Immediately after, they follow up with a punishment. The judge says, okay, this is your sentence. This is gonna be concurrent, or this is gonna be whatever, however many terms your ass gonna get, however many life terms you're gonna get, right? They do that. Then they give you estimated time of how long it's going to take. Yo, you should be out of this motherfucker in about fucking 400 years, nigga. You know what I'm saying? They give you that. Then they tell your family, look, here's the number to the jail. Here's the visiting hours. Here you can go and follow up and check up on this motherfucker. This is what's going on. You see what I'm saying? They got it in place for you. So it's not like they don't know what the fuck to do. I want to give that analogy and hope that stick with y'all. Because all this tweeting is as good as a photo op. When a motherfucker celebrity get online, people know that shit. A tweet is just as benign and inactive as a fucking photo op. And it's made for a nigga who gonna smile with white people. You know what I'm saying? A photo op is made for a nigga who smile with white people, and a tweet is made for the nigga who gonna smile with white people. And going, you know what I mean, gonna be all in the comments talking about, it's so good to hear somebody white finally speak up. You could come to where we at. You can bees with us, Mama Ann. I mean, some bullshit. Like, we know that if it ain't no action, because we're black folk, you got to put action. If it ain't about, you got to be about that action. You ain't about that action. Yeah, okay. So why not put the same press on white people? You know what I'm saying? All of them. All these armchair motherfuckers, these work-a-day, I'm gonna keep saying that, work-a-day white supremacists, because that's a real thing we need to start actually analyzing, because we put our guard down around the ones that ain't out here slitting our throats, and it shouldn't be like that, because they covering for these motherfuckers. They on the juries. They doing all this extra shit, and we need to put our finger on the point of where they at and make sure it's the X on their back too. That's all I'm saying. That's what I talk about on this channel, is making sure that X is on everybody back, who white, who bullshitting, who are part of this systemic detriment of black people globally, America, Africa, South America, UK, all of that shit. We want all y'all motherfuckers' heads, for real. If you ask your boy P, is what I'm gonna say in my mind. But what I'm gonna say to y'all is, look, watch out for that shit. All right, watch out for whatever the fuck they pull, right? All over. Another thing you could say, right, with your white people that you be around daily, your workaday white people, is, where is this transfer of white privilege happening? In every engagement, in every conversation you have with them, if they're so up on helping black people, if they're so not involved with the bullshit, the gangster element of white supremacy, then okay, where is this shit that you keep being in our ear about how it's so wrong? And well, don't just say it's wrong and not follow up with that activity. Where's this transfer of the white privilege? Where's the transfer of you got some, you hit a lick, here you go, black folk, I hit a lick off me being white, here you go, take that, use that to go fight this, use that to pay for some lobbyists, use that to do this. When are they transferring any kind of wealth to us or any kind of good thing from their white prosperity? When has Anne Hathaway ever directly just gave something off the cuff? Here, black folks, take this, use that to do this, and that y'all want to do, whatever y'all talking about. And I don't even want to hear from y'all about it. I'm doing it because I fuck with y'all. Y'all my people. I'm down with y'all. When is the white person that you call your friend ever came like that? When's the white person that you call your golf buddy, if you into that shit? When have they ever come at you like that? Never, because they the enemy. It's the reason why they don't. It's the reason why they don't move like that. It's because they are your enemy. Again, all white people, all of them. Don't get it twisted. When's the last time? I'm just bringing up examples. I'm just trying to bring up analogies and examples to kind of condition our mind to think along these lines, because there's too much caping and too much loving and ass kissing going on, and it's not warranted. What need to be happening is a black cohesion of thought, and we need to be able to have the X on every enemy and leave it at that. Don't try to segment the enemy population. Just say it's all of them based off of whiteness. It shouldn't be that hard. What's a good example? Avenging black victims. When is the last time these workaday white people have reported to black people with proof of them pulling off some sort of warrior mercenary shit in the name of a black victim, like a Trayvon or a Nia Wilson, or until one of them bring us the head of a George Zimmerman and get away with it with their system of white supremacy. Just bring us the head on the quiet, do it so covert that it's on the quiet, and just bring us the head in a jar. Like, here you go, black folk, in the name of y'all. Here you go. This is what we talking about. This is the brotherhood, brother. This is what we doing. Until they do some shit like that, until they bring us the John Cowell head in a jar, white people using their access they have to these motherfuckers, until they bring us Daniel Pantaleo, these police and all that, they heads in a jar, until they do shit like that, they not down with what we doing. And for us to act like they are, it's just us pillow talking these non-gang member white people, all right? These non-white extremist gang white people. It's just us pillow talking. When we say, well, you know, and giving all these clearances and allowances, we got to look at them as a part. They're active and participating by being inactive. All right? We should be able to think of it like that. They're active and participating with our detriment and with our disenfranchisement globally by being inactive. God damn it. Hold on, let me get this timer real quick. Goddamn timer. Oh, yo, my message is blowing up. People hitting me up. All of this shit. So much shit going on. Those are the points I want to make, man. You know, and we've already talked about, you know, just how, I mean, you can look at the kids, man. Like, look at how white kids are trained up, even down to the children. All right. So we want to break even more glass. Even the children. Look at how white children are brought up. We already talked about, you know, how even black kids can see the Disney type of shit going on, how they make the black kid look like the dumb motherfucker in the room without any merit. It's just, we're just going to write it into the script that these black kids are dumb. And the white kid always got the idea. I have an idea. Well, what is it, Jerry? And everybody follow him. Somebody wrote that into the script. He has always got the ideas. The white girl always got all the ideas with no merit. They just got the idea out of nowhere. When we know in real life, they the ones that steal everybody's ideas from Amun-Ra all the way to goddamn the makeup and the perfumes that the Kardashians use. They the ones stealing black folk shit. The clothing designs, all that, they the ones. Right? So we already know this. It's seen, right? You know, and who the fuck you think, right? All of those Disney scripts and all those, it's older white people who probably aren't a part of any white supremacist gangs, right? So that's why I say all white people. Who you think is brainwashing these kids? It ain't always the gangster, uh, these gangster white supremacist, white extremist organizations. It be the ones that want to be the girlfriends of the gangsters, the soft shoeing ass, soft padding motherfuckers like Anne Hathaway that want to give the gangsters a safe place to land type of white people. Them is the motherfuckers you need to think about and look at and always know that they are the very much a connector in poisoning future generations of white people to be on some white is better shit, you know what I mean? And just on this idea that, and this imagination, this imaginary thing that whiteness is something above everybody else with no merit, no merit to it. It's just something that is a thought that's pervaded out into society, and then people cling to it because they haven't digested their own narrative about it, about what is what and who is who. But that's what your boy P here for. He here to beat you over the head with what is what and who is who, right? If I don't do shit else on this channel, I'm about the mercenary shit, I'm about the warrior shit, I'm about the bribery shit, I'm about the merchant shit. I'm always talking about some merchant shit. I'm always talking about some merchant shit, some warrior shit, some bribery shit. Get that on my channel. You're gonna get the motherfucking black mafia, black mob shit. No affiliation, none of that shit. But I'm saying you're gonna get that from my channel. You're gonna get them type of conversations, doing racketeering, all that shit. You know what I mean? You're gonna get that shit right here, but god damn it. Because fuck it. Like I said, Khalid, our brother Khalid Muhammad said white folk did everything illegal to build this. They didn't even build it. They fucking stole it. They did everything illegal in the construction of this country and then made it all illegal. But then they kept doing illegal and fucked up shit and then it still kept telling you it was illegal. So I don't want to hear shit about no law. I ain't the person to talk to about that shit. But I just want y'all to know and have on y'all mind and just kind of ruminate and cycle on the fact that, yes, all white people, when we talking this shit, there's no sense in pillow talking the non-gang affiliated white supremacists or the non-gang affiliated white people when they are just as much as a landing post, just as much as a connector in the picture, right? So I hope that helped y'all. Get it, y'all.